controls us. And shapes us. Uncovers our secrets. Hidden deep below the surface. With each rush upon us, it leaves a fresh scar behind. No matter how hard we fight, we can never stop it. We alone must find meaning amidst the flow. Creating our own fate. Finding our own answers. For when all is lost, the tide remains.
Welcome to my first run and play at Returnal. I bought today. Today has been a very trying day, to say the least. Let me explain a little bit. I've mentioned this a few times before on my stream. I have dissociative identity disorder, what used to be known as multiple personality disorder. I mean, I had a therapy appointment, but my dad has just, like, I've been switching so much, and I feel dizzy. I have a headache. Like, I can't tell you guys how awful this is. Now, I'm extremely excited for this game, but I feel like I've been thrown against every wall in this fucking house. But I did find out a few things about some of my alters that have been more present, but in very aggressive ways. So one of my alters names is Tyler. Tyler Durden, because he looks like Tyler Durden and he acts a lot like Tyler Durden. And my 11-year-old alter had a nickname for one of my alters, which I used to think was Tyler, but I've now, or have since found out, is actually a separate alter, and he's a brother. He's not quite as talkative, and he has more fantastical thoughts. Around this time last year, I disassociated, broke into my employer's restaurant, didn't steal anything except like some lemon juice, which I thought was LSD because the name of the brand or whatever was like Lucy in the sky or something, or I don't know. But I was convinced that, for one thing, I was patient zero. Another alter, Lisbeth, uh, is an orphan. So I thought I was an orphan. And when you're actually taken over and in the minds of these alters, the it's so real that the trauma is extremely like I'm still not recovered, and my dad might be one of my biggest triggers. I'm ashamed to say that I self-mutilated today, which isn't cool, but when you can't, when you need a release and you are trying to avoid hurting anyone else, especially self-mutilation gives that relief. It does. But I'm going to I've been starting to write outlines for D.I.D awareness, so more people can understand what it is. It's not the Hollywood portrayals, for the most part. Like, you most likely won't see me switch unless I'm triggered. And when I'm triggered, and especially when I disassociate, it's not fun for anyone. Well, except when I disassociate, I feel like I'm invincible, and honestly, that's the highest I've ever felt, like, on any drug. I wasn't even on, I was on my regular medications, except I slowly stopped taking them, and went on kind of a little rampage, dealt with the cops 4 or 5 times. Luckily, they were actually fairly nice to me. The first time, I had, like, I don't know, 6 guys maybe, and I was wearing a trench coat over pajama bottoms and, like, just a pajama t-shirt, just a t-shirt, kind of like on Fight Club when he's running around in his underpants. And I will say Fight Club is one show that actually, or one movie that does a decent job at portraying D.I.D. Because although Tyler Durden is violent and such, he's not like a homicidal maniac. And also, it shows that, like, the narrator, who is, spoilers, Tyler Durden, acts the same. like, something most people don't realize is DID, or dissociative identity disorder, is a disorder built around being covert. It's against the system, which is talked about in DSM 4 and 5, and in this, which my therapist gave me a while ago. Shit, I forgot what I was saying. See, this kind of shit happens all the time. It's covert, and alters will even act like the host. My host being Nicholas. But I can switch right before your eyes, and even people who know me won't notice. There can be signs like doing shit like that, or I mean, I didn't just switch then, but it's partially why I have a hard time talking at some points. It kind of blows because when I'm like Tyler knows exactly what to say, and he knows he knows how to attack their weaknesses. But let me talk about his brother a little bit, whom my 11-year-old alter, which is whom I named Nick, or well, that's what he prefers to be called. Just an 11-year-old version of myself. He named Tyler's brother Wolverine because he can actually run on all fours. Like in Split, although Split's a horrible portrayal of D.I.D., there's only like 4 or 5% of people that are actually like overt like that all the time. Otherwise, D.I.D. is covert. It's something that we do not want other people to know about. And I'm trying to raise awareness about D.I.D. and the stigmas surrounding it, because there are a lot, and it's absolute hell. It drives me crazy when people say that they would want multiple personalities, because it's not a cakewalk, people. It's like working as a team. People, just like the difference between you and me, they all have the things that they like, that they hate, kind of like why I have orange juice and coffee. Because it's almost impossible for us to ever feel truly satisfied. Some of us hate smoking. So basically the things that give some alters joy, it's pretty much negated by other alters. And getting people to actually believe you, for one thing, is seemingly next to impossible. The most people, and this even goes with doctors, therapists, etc., misdiagnose D.I.D as generally either substance abuse, which drug abuse is pretty much every person who has D.I.D is attracted to drugs because it makes hiding our alters and such much easier. And although it can also bring them out if, say, we overdose or I don't know. But also, it's often misdiagnosed as schizophrenia, which is something that they misdiagnosed me as. Same with substance abuse. I mean, I have had an addictive past if you watch my videos and such, but if you watch chronologically, you'll get to a point where you'll find a video when I stopped all my medications, lost 125 pounds in 2 weeks after being in the best shape of my life, was losing my hair. I was like, if you happen to find the video on Twitter, it's the beginning of like my descension into starvation. The last time I had measured, or the lowest that I had measured or weighed, was 118 pounds. And that was after I had actually started going up a little bit, gaining a little weight. But for people with eating disability, or with eating issues or disorders, which Lisbeth has, being in a male's body, she has a lot of issues with that. So, but going from 118 pounds, when you're starving, you get filled, like, I would have to eat crackers and eat them slowly because my stomach was like pretty much non-existent, and I couldn't exercise my stomach for a while. I could only walk around, like I only had enough energy to walk around for maybe like 15-20 minutes. I was walking skeleton. Nobody would look me in the eyes. Everybody just thought I was going to die because I was close. My altars saved me though. So thank you guys. Like, I mean, you guys some of you have hurt me, but yeah, you've saved me 3 suicide attempts, and dehydration, just so many things that I should have died from. And sorry if I'm a little out of it. I don't even know how much medication I've taken today because different alters, remember, don't, like, it's hard to talk when there's so many people trying to talk at once. We forget, and luckily I do have an appointment on May 3rd for a marijuana card, and I should get it. If I don't, then to you, government. And also, it's time to legalize it federally. I've been saying this for how long? You guys know I was right about how many different things. The uprising, civil war, even the pandemic. I know that there are those that think that I'm like some sort of fucking retard, and I know I shouldn't say that, but since Kelly basically called me that, complete misunderstanding of D.I.D. Fuck you, Kelly. Just so you know, her sons, Hunter and Connor Chambers. Hunter Chambers, well, let's say they are slow, okay? She called me slow, but I mean, this guy called a server that worked with us. Now, this is a direct quote. He said this in front of customers, in front of other staff members. This girl is Hawaiian, and he called her an island nigger. And then there's Connor, the alpha that Tyler easily out alpha'd. Trust me. All of you alpha males that talk to like my 11-year-old or just even Nicholas, you underestimate me. You do. And I don't really give a shit if I'm alpha, but you cannot take on Wolverine, which is Wolverine / Venom, which is what Nick named him, Tyler's brother. He was on the ground a lot. He knows how to use blades really well. He regenerates like really quite quickly. I mean, like some of these so many of these scars should have killed me, but they didn't. And although oftentimes I really, really wish I would just die. I mean, I've tried and tried, but I'm still alive. So, and when I have people telling me I would have been better off dead, it tells me, I'm gonna stay alive just to stick it to you, and I'm going to succeed, and I'm going to help all the people I can, and punish all of the bullies and all of the corruption. I have the power in me to do this, and I will get there. But it's taking a lot of time, and I'm walking on a razor blade, pretty much. So I'm excited to start this game, but I really want you, like, it would really help me out if, for one thing, you gave the video a like, and also if you could, like, do some actual research on D.I.D, dissociative identity disorder. It's something that I think a lot of people are going undiagnosed with, and especially during a pandemic like this, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more people actually show that there are a lot more people with the ID out there than people suspect. And it is real. It's been proven to be real. It's just not generally the spectacle that people think it is, unless, like I said, over triggered or whatever. And I'm saying this because D.I.D has an extremely high rate of suicide. So let's try to help not just people with the ID out, but people with these crazy illnesses. Something I should say is D.I.D is completely a trauma-based disease. It's not technically a disease. It's generally repetitive trauma, a lot of times like molestation at young ages, below like 7 and under, and then at a young age, at a subatomic level, the personas fragment, and we go through different traumas, and different alters are born based on those traumas to take us out of those traumas. For example, I truly can't feel pain when I'm like Tyler. So like if I cut myself or something, it doesn't, like, it hurts at first until he comes out and the pain goes away. Until later, and I'm feeling it right now. You can't see it because I've got my shirt covering it, but it luckily it's not that bad. But anyway, didn't mean to start this off so like serious and so somber, but I'm just something needs to be done, and I will do everything I can to get it done. Like, I will, and my altars will help. Anyway, welcome to the Returnal stream, Sex, Drugs, and Self-Destruction. I've already self-destructed several times. I'm excited about this because it seems like a sleeper hit. Just like most people, I didn't give it I wasn't sure when I saw the trailers and such. But now that it's been released and the review embargo and such are up, and it's sitting at a like 86 on Metacritic, that is amazing. So good job, Sony. You got your first sleeper hit, and I'm excited to get into it. So let me start my usual intro, which again, if I don't have time, I will work on one fitting of this game, and I will be playing Ghost of Tsushima probably tomorrow, because I started this stream a lot later than I should have. My tripod's broken, it's barely hanging on, so I need to either buy a new one or hopefully find my old one. But anyway, MVE intro, I'll see you in a second. Ha ha ha. I wonder if those fuckers bought that. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha. Oh shit. Oh shit, my mic. I didn't mute it. Did I mute it? Oh no. Oh man. Oh man. They're going to hate me. They're going to hate me. They're going to hate me. Oh shit. It repeated. They're going to hate me even more. Where's my scene? Where's my scene? Oh no. Oh no. We'll go through that again. You guys like my intro though, don't you? I mean, it's pretty good considering it was just made entirely in Final Cut Pro. And if you're wondering where I am right here. Hello. And let's see, what is this? We'll put that up in a second. Oh, I feel like I'm missing something. Huh. Well, I do need to change in a few things, so I'm going to put that up so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Let's see if I actually have display capture. I don't have a display capture on this one. Really? Come on. Okay, hold on. Display capture. Lay capture. God, I'm going to be tired as fuck tomorrow. I better sleep well. And I need to go easy on my meds. Because I don't know quite how much I've taken. Now listen up, government. When I have marijuana, I don't go through my meds like even half as fast. Marijuana helps everything. Okay? It's safer than all of these damn fucking pharmaceuticals, and it helps keep me level, integrated. I can get fucked up without having to worry about ODing. And what's wrong with getting fucked up once in a while, for God's sakes? As far as we know, we only live one life, as far as we know. So, let us, let us have some fun, you know. And I honestly believe that if drugs were completely legalized, there would be a spike of people, you know, going out and getting cocaine, opiates, all that. But Big Pharma's already fucked us with opiates. But think of also the cartel. You'd be knocking out how many things? They'd have human trafficking and such left, but it would knock out like 3/4 of their operation, what they do. And as I've said before, with COVID and being told like all these things we can't do, notice how much more you want to do them when you're told you can't. It's the same with drugs. The very fact that they're illegal makes them appealing. I guarantee less people would even try them if you could just get as many as you wanted. And if people want to OD on the OD, and whatever. Is life worth living if all we're doing is going to work, to pay to eat, and suffer through life? Is that like... And if there is no afterlife, what is it all for, huh? Not saying absolutely that there's no afterlife, but you have to question everything. You have to question, like, religious people are following texts that are hundreds if not thousands of years old, and I'll talk more about this kind of stuff on my streams, my vlogs. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. Okay. First, Twitter. Wow, I've already been broadcasting for 41 minutes. Gotta change the game. Because of course Restream doesn't change it to the proper one. Returnal. Thumbnail. Hopefully this one will work. Damn it, it's not. I'll just have to do it like that for now. I'll fix it later. What? Oh, fuck off. Oh, I will make a thumbnail later for this. Lead page, Facebook. I noticed. Let's see. Kristen. Big shout out to you. I admire you and your bravery. You've always been very kind to me. If you're watching this, I hope you see this. I know what I said to Kelly was pretty cutthroat, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Every one of my alters, I guarantee, even my 11-year-old is smarter than her. Sorry, Kelly. You don't know me. I thought you did. You stabbed me in the fucking back. You did. Calling me slow. And then, yeah, your son's sexually harassing everyone, but they're supposedly not immune to being fired, but they still worked there after quite a bit of shit. Like, just hope that I don't come back after you guys someday. I don't mean in a violent way. I can take people down with words, if not my just gaze alone. Just remember when I stared down your husband. Your pathetic excuse for a husband. Let me share this to a few pages. And Neil, I respect you too. I won't get into everything that happened. I feel terrible for Kristen. I'm sure you know that my family can definitely relate. Your son's amazing. You guys did a good job, fantastic job. He's nothing like his um, what, cousins, whatever they are to them. He's a, like, fantastic worker. And you guys are fantastic people. Okay, did I share that too? Or did I need to? One more place, Twitter. Or not Twitter, but I do need to check Twitter. Oh, I received a message. Okay.